right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to our podcast. We are Upside Down Bird, the Queen City's game studio. I am your moderator, Catherine Cabanillas, but more importantly today, we've got an array of talented individuals coming at you live, the most driven developers, illustrator, music artists, and beer-chugging champs you could virtually meet, all with very strong opinions as to whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich or not. So welcome, everyone. Why don't we go around the room and do some introductions and what we do for Upside Down Bird.
I'm going to go ahead and go. A hot dog is a sandwich. And I'm David, and I do stuff with computers, and I make the character go back and forth.
I'm Nick, and I do music and sounds. And I don't think a hot dog is a sandwich at all.
Oh, wow. Okay. My name's Lewis. I'm the artist. I try to draw this stuff and make it look pretty. I don't know how it works.
I'm Ben. I'm one of the programmers, and I would say maybe one of the graphical programmers. So, yeah. And a hot dog is not a sandwich.
Hey, I'm Mike. I'm the level designer. I make Lewis's art look better. And a bratwurst is a better hot dog.
That's amazing. If anyone's out there on Discord right now, feel free to chime in. You tell us, is a hot dog a true sandwich or not? I'm telling you guys, this is a much heated debate last night, so I even felt pretty bad bringing this up now. But anyway, I wanted to, before we jump right in and kind of give everyone an idea of what we've got going on today, we definitely wanted to dive in and kind of talk about our Mariachi Undead game. For anyone who attended the ECGC this current year, 2019, this will not be the version that you guys have seen. This is going to kind of go back in time and see what we spit out the first time we presented this game and kind of talk about what the inspiration came from, what's the story, and what makes this game so unique. And then later today, we'll also have some great updates coming from Nick DeJohn. So, well, you guys, how about we jump on into the game itself? Have some kind of visual for that.
I guess we can get started. I'll launch this build. It looks like last modified in 2018, so it's a pretty old build. But these were like the test builds that I sent out to Aaron and Matt to test.
We also sent out some builds to publishers that never emailed us back, so that's fun.
Do you want to shout them out, David?
Shout out to... Gosh, who was it? Nickelodeon Games.
Oh, God, you're really shouting them out? Never mind.
PlayFab, we're here for you.
So this is like the first thing we ever got to work.
This was not sent to Nickelodeon, FYI.
So guys, so how about we talk just a little bit for anyone who hasn't heard of our game yet, what the idea is behind this, and honestly, what their inspiration came about for creating this game.
Well, I would like to say the base game mechanic that we're seeing right here is just it's a cover shooter going side to side, and there's no jumping. That's kind of the base mechanic of like the base movement that we're going for with the character. It's kind of stayed true. I think in this version, isn't it if you're in cover and you push forward, you go to the next cover?
No, that doesn't seem to be this version. But it does have some weird things, like if I aim, nothing happens right now. So I have to shoot and then I can aim.
Oh, right.
And then I can only aim 45-degree angles. So at one point we were like, oh, well, it's going to be too hard if you can aim or it's not going to look as good if you can aim any direction. So then we locked it to these 45-degree angles.
Needless to say, it was hard to hit the enemies.
So there's not much else to this one. Do you guys want to try it out?
This was a very early build. Very, very early.
I remember seeing this and going, oh my God, I have to color out all the frames now. If not, this is the game.
Does it feel roughly the same?
It is similar, but it definitely is clunkier feeling.
Oh, this is our first camera too, isn't it?
It's gonna.
Yeah, so our first camera we wrote on our own, and it's definitely not as nice as the camera we're using now. This camera definitely feels a little more jerky.
This is how he shakes hands.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The version we took to the first ECGC conference that we went to, there was a problem. So if you aim now when cover and you don't actually go out of cover, or like you don't actually pull out and aim, you have to shoot. And that was a big problem that we had with people. They wanted to be able to see where they were aiming.
So, hey team, so what's the what was the inspiration behind the game? What's the storyline here?
Oh, storyline? Alfonso's main character, Undead Mariachi guitar gunslinger guy. He was killed, is looking for his son to save him. Yeah.
I'm stuck.
I don't know. Early build. Guys, this is early build.
Oh yeah, I guess a lot of folks don't realize we built the first version of the game in 2 months. Like we started the weekend after Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it was after, because remember The Walking Dead came on the weekend before I started watching.
And I don't know whose bright idea was to like, hey, let's get this done for ECGC. It's in 2 months, guys.
It was a combination of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we can launch that demo right now. So this is I call it the publisher build.
This is the publisher build, guys. This is the one that we
Sent
brilliantly
this to people.
Yeah.
Who am I? 24.
So we can see how bad it was.
No judging on the internet world.
We stay humble.
Yeah.
It doesn't even run.
Maybe that's
There's your
where it
answer,
went wrong.
Oh, wait.
refuses.
Shout out to PlayFab.
Oh, you're using the old. Everything's so green.
Wow.
So dark.
This is also the old guitar engine.
Holy crap.
So
Oh my god. The aiming sucks. Here, try the aiming. This was before we had lock-on aiming.
I thought we had lock-on aiming on this one.
What is
No,
happening?
or there wasn't actually. So we saw a lot of people at the show. They would flick the analog stick and then shoot, and so the analog stick would then pop back into the center before they actually hit the shoot, like the trigger. So then it would end up having the bullet go straight. So now in the new version, we have a delay. Oh yeah, and we have all the like different Guitar Hero assets. And the guitar engine doesn't have hammer-ons or anything like that.
You're welcome.
Everything's flat and 2D and weird looking.
Oh, your arm doesn't stick out when you're trying to aim.
No, that's the thing. I was
It's like you're
talking about that
whipping your
earlier.
pistol out
Yeah.
every time you shoot.
Yeah. That's what people thought they could flick it. All the UI is going to change too.
Oh, he puts his gun away every time?
Yeah, every shot he puts his gun away.
Guys, check out the carpets that are outside.
This is impressive, though. So this was all built in 2 months.
Yeah, so this was built in 2 months. It was impressive for the people at ECGC then.
Oh no.
I mean, still creating a whole new world, and you know, we talked about some of the mechanics and the differences now that we have the latest and greatest demo compared to what we first created. I mean, even just that's I think that's impressive, because remember, with this game, it's not just a controller, it's also using the guitar here, or the guitar itself. So
Yeah.
with that being said, I mean, you mentioned how difficult it was creating the mechanics behind that, right? So tell us what went behind that, you know, creating that infrastructure there.
Ben.
I wasn't listening.
Oh my god. I was going to let you answer because you're the one you and Matt were the ones that think of it.
What went behind the mechanics behind the
guitar and the controller.
guitar and the controller?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have in my mind what I think happened, but I'm not sure if that's exactly what happened.
Did you block it
I
out?
don't remember. Like me and Matt was over at my house, and we were like messing around with stuff and like just trying to brainstorm stuff about the game, and just trying to figure out a way to make it stand out, because like the content that Lewis gave us is great, but it didn't have anything video game wise. It was like
A movie.
he pitched us a novel and then was like, let's make this into a game. So, I mean, one of the things we knew is like, well, Mariachi, that's music, and he has a guitar. And then we were thinking, oh, wouldn't it be cool if you played like you could play the game with a Guitar Hero controller, right? I think that's the initial thought. And then later we came up with the idea of like combining the two, because it was like, well, we want to have a platform where we can freely move around, but then we do want to have the guitar controller, and like at the time it was going to be difficult to have everything work on the guitar. So we came up with, let's do both. And then we were like, what are you going to do? You're going to put down the controller like on a table? Like we're going to have tables for people to put the controller on so that they can switch to the guitar. And then if we put a strap on the controller, then they can just drop it. And so then I like ran upstairs and grabbed my old Guitar Hero controller from the attic. And then we just like took one of the straps and duct taped it to a controller. And then
duct tape.
We made these Instagram, what are they called?
The loops?
The
boomerangs.
The boomerangs, yeah.
Yeah. It's still on Instagram if you guys want to go see it. I'm not sure the date.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how we came up with the idea. And then it just kind of got out of control from there.
And I think, so I remember the idea of it, of hearing the idea, and then during the meeting, like we hadn't like fully like decided we were going down the path, and then we had read up on Crypt of the Necrodancer about how they went to a conference, and they have a game that's a rhythm game, but they also brought a DDR pad, and so people were lining up to play their game, and we built this game just for ECGC. And honestly, if we were going to ECGC, I don't think this game would have been built as fast. We had plans for a different game that we were going to make.
Couch cool.
Huh?
Looks like we have people in the Discord.
Whoa.
Oh.
So if you guys want to just whenever like ask us a question like on the general channel, just feel free.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can just say hello.
You're live.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, our biggest fans.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm actually like really excited about the game. I saw it at ECGC. Looked awesome. It's pretty cool.
Thank you. Which version did you see? Did you see us this year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, this year. I was there this year.
Okay, awesome. It's if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, you can see where it started. This is the original.
The 2-month demo.
Yeah, the 2-month demo.
The classic Guitar Hero assets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we kind of took those out because we thought we might get in trouble for that.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Maybe.
And if you guys really want to see a hard track, is this on hard?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Wait until the boss. It's really difficult. It's more difficult than what we have now.
Yeah,
Did you,
I
like,
went really
tone it
crazy
down?
with the first iteration.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love the first version.
Yeah.
Even though it is like not like if you listen to it very, very closely, you can hear the notes aren't exactly where they
Because
should
it was
be.
played with a real instrument.
Mhm.
Oh.
But I don't know. This demo is pretty long. Lewis is going to have to...
Can we still make it like a secret boss?
A
The
secret
original
boss? The original music?
The original?
I don't know why we couldn't, but...
How do you guys feel about that? Having a secret level?
A secret level? I know, like...
Honestly, that sounds pretty cool.
What if we played against? What if the secret level is like you're fighting the devs?
Fighting the devs. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I
I
just
would be the
noticed
easiest boss.
this game doesn't even have the souls to get
for
health.
HP, yeah,
No,
that's
we
what-
added that later.
Oh yeah, because you can get...
We added that for Siege, didn't we?
I
The
don't-
souls?
Yeah,
I feel like that was in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like 2 weeks.
This right here, we have it so you heal after you use the guitar.
Only after you use it.
Yeah.
And there was like a little timer on the bottom left.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
you
say,
made
I
it to
don't-
the boss.
oh yeah, the UI is different.
Wow, that bar scene was really long.
Hey,
this is all you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
No
This is
pressure.
only on hard though. This isn't even
I don't
expert.
even know how the song's supposed to go anymore. I'm just...
Just feeling it, man.
Now this is the Guitar Hero engine that I wrote without having playing Guitar Hero.
Did you play even after you made? we
Oh,
made
I
the
have it
first
now.
version? I
Oh,
mean,
now.
like at this point when we showed the game.
No, I
have
still
you
haven't
ever
played it. No.
Sweet Jesus, man.
Yeah.
This is how you envisioned it.
So
going.
out there in the interwebs, we found out that some people at the conference had never played Guitar Hero, and so
That
their
was
first,
so crazy.
so the first,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
so their first memory of Guitar Hero is going to be Mariachi Undead, which I think is pretty cool.
I've never played Guitar Hero.
Yes.
I've never played it on guitar mode. I've done the drum thing and the vocal thing.
Boy, I'm gonna hook you up with some clone hero. You can just like borrow my Explorer.
Whoa.
That's exciting for us.
Clone Hero.
Yeah, Clone Hero. I'm
Shout
not
out
sure if
to-
Cyrillian. Let me know if I'm saying his name wrong. But the guy who wrote the guitar engine for Clone Hero wrote our new engine.
Shout out.
Shout out.
What's his real name?
His name's Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah. Oh man, you're pushing the wrong
It's
button.
still super cool how you got him.
So tired.
It's such a long song.
It was a full on like 2-minute song.
Wait, we had a question.
This is the solo now, I think, right?
Can't tell.
So wait, did I hear a question? Did you ask us how we got him?
Oh no, I'm just saying like that's really cool how you like
Oh.
reached out and he's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning on incorporating rhythm elements into like the bass cover shooter aspect of the game?
So we're definitely in experimentation
Which is
stage.
a topic that I have.
Yeah, we actually were going to talk about that here in a little bit. We are going to probably experiment with different types of rhythm aspects. We're not really sure what route we want to go down. Do you have any suggestions? Anything you'd like to see?
I mean, I'm kind of thinking one up right now, but it's not like fully thought up, but I might post it in the Discord later in the suggestions channel.
Okay.
We'd appreciate.
Yeah, please. We're open to anything, honestly. We do have a slight teaser. We do have a new mode that we've made since ECGC that we're going to show off here. It's not like what you're thinking of, probably.
I mean, it's going to be kind of hard to show off.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to show off, but you're just going to have to take our word for it.
I got blasted.
Well, you have a
Oh,
camera.
you died. You
didn't
make it.
Yeah, you didn't get it.
And we get killed.
and you're way back here.
No, so we did think that
Oh crap.
we might do, like, what's one of the rhythm things we were going to do with the enemies, with them shooting on the beat or something like that? Weren't we thinking of doing that at one point in
I was
time?
thinking about, like, but then you kind of...
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so then you... Like, we're kind of, when we're designing stuff, we focus on it playing into the rhythm
Right.
somewhat.
because if
Like,
you even
we
think
can-
about it, the sliding
Yeah.
aspect is a rhythm component in its own.
Yeah, because you have to have good timing to get into the cover you want to. Also, like, waiting on the right time to actually shoot while the enemies are reloading. I know right now it's kind of random, but I would like it to be more precise, or like maybe more based on the music. Are you gonna try it again, or should we just load up another build?
Go for the build.
Okay.
But I wonder if we
this
could.
build hurts
yeah.
my eyes.
Oh, I have the biggest question for you guys.
Oh, okay.
How long into development did you actually read the story that I wrote out for you?
I read the story when you sent it.
What
But-
year?
No, the year that you sent it.
Are you
What's
sure?
a
Yeah.
timestamp here?
The timestamp. I read the whole thing, but then I forgot most of it.
Because when we were at
'Cause I'm-
ACGC the first year, last year, I was listening to you explain the story, and I was like, that is not at all what
No,
it's supposed to be.
because I read it and then I did research.
Telephone in his head.
Yeah.
You want to go with this one?
So is this this is the siege build?
The guitar.
Oh,
Oh, so you're,
everybody's already seen the siege build.
well, they
okay.
can't really see. Okay, what we're about to witness. Well, is there a way to turn like actual camera on to see David play it on the guitar?
oh, you're right. Oh, I can go down.
I mean, I could set up a camera.
If you want to.
Impromptu.
You want me to?
Yeah, man, they can see David like try to
Talk about
play.
something else while I set this up.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Oh no, so I think of another rhythm thing is all right. So we have music guy next to me. What if
He
we
has a
got?
name.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, but this is perfect. So, like, what if we were able to get rid of certain covers during certain types of music, like during like certain tempos or something like that? Maybe you can make it more rhythm that way. So maybe like covers like alternate, like during in a certain level, like you're like at a disco, but we're not going to do a freaking disco. You know, we're going to do like a mariachi disco.
Have you been to one of those? It's
Um,
crazy.
Well, see, the idea I had was, and it's
Are we good? Oh, okay.
it's kind of minimal in comparison to what you guys have been talking about, but and this is just for the controller only mode. But I'm thinking, with just having just the controller, you can trigger your special with maybe like L or the left bumper. And instead of having a vertical line of the rhythm come down, it should be horizontal to reflect the diamond shape that the controller makes.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be just like a little bit easier to incorporate. And then I'm thinking, for the special, instead of making it like an attack on everyone, to make it to where like your character is like overcharged or something. Like you have like a supercharge.
Or like multiple things.
And then here's another thing is in as far as the rhythm part goes, the chart or whatever just gives you the beat, and then you have to sort of find the button combinations for certain specials, kind of like how you like learn new songs in Zelda, but like you unlock like new specials and they do different things.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So like this chart would only just have like maybe like lines to signify the beat, and you have to press the buttons like on the beat that go with the background music.
Nice.
And then as soon as your special charges up, you kick in more instruments in the background music, so you feel like things are more exciting and they're happening.
Yeah.
And and it would be brief. So you see how like this is kind of like an extended amount of time. I'm thinking, each special combination could be like up to like 4 or 5 buttons, and then that's it. And it just keeps the game's pace going a lot faster.
That'd be nice, yeah. Dude.
Because all of this here is very fast paced, and you can die really quickly. And I feel like the specials should sort of reflect the speed of this game.
There we go. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I'm actually playing the whole thing with a guitar.
I'm not sure if they
Can you guys see the weapon?
Oh, oh.
Yeah. So we made it with a couple of different buttons, obviously. But gosh, I'm not good at Guitar Hero, obviously. We made it so that you move to the left with the green button, and you move to the right with the yellow button, and then you slide with the red button, reload with the blue, and then use with the orange, and then special is special is green and yellow together. So it's a little difficult to get used to, but there's auto aim. Oh gosh, because you can't obviously aim with the guitar because we're not putting in the tilt sensor.
Oh, what were you gonna do the thing where you hold yellow and green and then you
gosh,
strum to activate?
What?
Like you hold the 2 keys and you strum to activate your super?
Yeah, I found out that this just works like this.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were worried about the 2 buttons holding them down, like I have to worry about it, but it just works.
Sweet. Shooting from behind.
Do you want to try?
I'll try it.
Okay. So remember, you move left with green, right with yellow, slide with red.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay.
And it's auto aim, but it's only going to aim.
What's reload?
Blue. So you're unfortunately, yeah. There you go.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Whoop.
So this is a tease because if you notice, if we're doing it all on the guitar, that means we obviously have to do the whole game on a controller too.
And what was special again? It was orange?
No, so it's yellow and green together.
Nice. Hey, look, someone died already.
Well, he already has 20%.
That's a bug.
Yeah.
He has 20% from the beginning.
I thought it was just for the ECGC. Like a curve, since some folks.
It was a conference bug.
Yeah, it is.
A conference feature.
There's supposed to be a curve, but it's not supposed to be like visual.
No.
But anyways, we are working on making a rhythm component for that would take the place of this just for controller. Gosh, you're so much better than me. So, Catherine, do you have any more questions for us?
Yeah, absolutely.
You just see him shoot him in the foot. So it was awesome.
So I think one of the biggest things, you guys, is, we talked a lot from the conference, just what are some potential for this. So any other ideas aside from music that Nick has shared with us that we want to create, or maybe something that we've just been thinking of that we want to implement to make this even better?
Like game mechanic wise or feature,
all of it.
All of it? I mean, I think the biggest part that we're gonna add mainly is like the story. Like that's kind of like the next big thing to add. We're gonna do cutscenes. That's not really a feature. That's kind of just like it's not a mechanic.
Yeah, I definitely want to add some way of traversing on the y-axis, so whether that is a ladder system or something like that.
Well, we're doing the elevator now, but maybe add something else.
Yeah, so ladder so that you actually have to like go, like you have to take some time to go up them, and then maybe you can like shoot while you're on the ladder, like you can
like
aim while
Indiana
you're on the
Jones.
ladder.
Yeah.
Or a Metal Gear Solid, that kind of stuff. And then also we were thinking about adding the ability to, like, the same way you go into an elevator, you could go into a door and then you could go into another room. So that just like kind of opens up the level, because I feel like right now the game is extremely linear, and I know like that's kind of what we're going for. It's a linear game with a story mode, but I think it would still be interesting to have just a little bit of variety of places you can go, just like exploring places.
I think it will get stale just going right to left and only not going right like up and down that much. So, and I know our level designer really wants to do like a canyon. So we're with the bike sequence. We're really inspired by the pod racer scene in the first Star Wars or Episode 1, and I think we're wanting to do something similar to that, of like having like a really cool like cave or a canyon sequence. We're also planning on having a boss on the bike too, so that's gonna be fun. We already have some ideas. Yeah. Lewis has. Do you have sketches of that?
I mean, I just have like sketches on Instagram.
Oh, like, but you posted them though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, question for
I
everyone
think that
out
should be in the canyon scene.
Right. Exactly. All right.
Question for you guys out there. There's been a lot of great illustrations and concept art that we've been posting on our social media. Is that something we want to see more of? Definitely want to please everyone out there who's following our pages now, and especially just following the inspiration behind the story. And that's another question I have for you guys as a team, because it sounds like with this project, it started off with a pitch for the story, what the concept is, and that's where we kind of developed the game from here. Is that something that always works for you guys when you're creating games, starting off with the story first, or do you find it easier to work off with inspirations on, maybe from other games that we've been playing and finding it really cool to do something unique in this aspect? And how do we come up with a story behind those mechanics? I mean, what's the best approach to that?
Honestly, I think, at least for me, I think everything's already been made that's ever going to get made, unless like some new tech comes out that allows for something different. We're using tech that's been used, so like I think get inspired by previous pieces of art and then forming it into something that's ours is exactly my kind of philosophy of what I do. And if you've noticed, there's a lot of pieces of this game that you can see in other games that we've got inspired by from other games. So like the bike sequence, it's inspired by multiple games. Battletoads is one of them. Another one is Desert Child that came out on the Switch recently.
Bad at this part.
And like the cover system, it's definitely inspired by Not a Hero. And what's the other game? The other shooting game that we were inspired by? I already forgot.
I don't know.
I know we had a list of them, but yeah, that's kind of what we're going with. I mean, there's not a lot of games that do a Guitar Hero part with a platformer, so I guess that's But like, I feel like we're getting the pieces of games that we like and putting the best pieces in.
Yeah, and I definitely think the philosophy for me is like doing always mechanics trumps everything else. So it's like that's the most important part of a video game, is what makes a video game unique, which is the interactive part. So I think if that interactive part is not solid, then the whole game falls apart. Hence why when Lewis first presented us the story, we didn't really integrate any of the story into the original demo, just because like we were focused on, okay, well, we know the main character is a mariachi player. Like what can we do with that in mechanics wise, not really worrying about the story.
Because there's no story at all. Even a year later, there's still no story.
Like as in the demo. Like we have it all written down, but
Right, we
we're
have it all written
focusing on the gameplay, and it's kind of like it kind of starts out with, well, we need a bunch of cutscenes, but then I feel like it's starting to ease into we can do a lot of it in gameplay. Like we don't have to do
Right.
things in cutscene. Like I know there's a scene at the beginning where Alfonso's not dead yet, and we were thinking, well, that initially that was going to be a cutscene, but I think everybody's under the opinion that it should just be part of the gameplay, and maybe like Alfonso doesn't have a gun or doesn't have any special abilities because he's not dead yet, and he gains those when he dies. So that kind of thing.
Right. And I really think that also drives into our system of Alfonso is this. He's not a normal person. So he's going around, he's mass murdering all these people. And like, he's not a normal, like, he's not just an everyday person. And so, like, in the beginning, it's going to be very hard when you're human with Alfonso. You're going to die a lot. Like, it's going to be a hard portion of the game because you're not the superhuman. Yeah. Like, you're not the superhuman anymore. So, like, we want to really drive that home, and playing as Alfonso and, you know, struggling to kill people as a human is gonna help drive that point instead of maybe a cutscene.
Alfonso kind of reminds me of Reaper from Overwatch.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Mariachi Reaper skin.
It's a pure coincidence.
Yeah, we totally came up with it before Overwatch.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever played? It's an old game. It's called Shadow Man.
Shadow Man.
Ever heard of it?
No.
No. Okay.
Alec Baldwin? No.
Well, I was thinking, and this is just going back to my idea with the special, actually. But what if, like, you know, he comes back, but he looks human, but after you activate the special, he becomes Mariachi Undead, and it's just like the undead powers are like within him.
Interesting.
It was inside you all along.
This is what's probably the fun part for you guys.
And you could like change the whole UI and everything. Like you see how it's like the
playing
skull
the
up
game?
there.
Well, playing the game, of course, and you know, seeing the ideas come to life, but having fun with it at this point, right? Which is still being able to create that story, still being able to, you know, like you guys were talking about, make this a whole completely different game. You know, if we wanted it to be, with still capturing the same essence, of course, and you know, still making sure that we have the ability to, you know, keep the thing that keeps us unique, which is using 2 different controllers. But like taking it to different levels and, you know, making it what we want it to be. So I think that's pretty fun to see that we have so much creativity behind that and still so many decisions to make.
Oh, yeah. Like, the demo right now is in a desert and in a bar, but you should see in the future plans of how many different landscapes and different places we're actually going to go. Oh, my gosh. It is stressful. Think about how much.
So much content.
Yeah.
And going back to like what's fun about it, I think the first 10% of making the demo was fun, and the last 10%. Like I think that like at the beginning everything's new and it's really exciting, and like the game could be anything, which I find really exciting. But then like the last 10%, I kind of also like because it's like
everything's
stressful and there's crunch time. You're just trying to get everything working and getting it. Like you're not really spending a long time on each individual component. You're just getting it in.
Right.
And I think that's actually very helpful with like once you get all those components in that are maybe half baked, you can kind of see how they play together. And then from there on decide, oh, maybe we should, you know, work on this mechanic more, or even remove a mechanic entirely before we even spend a long time fleshing it out.
Right. Like, I mean, I feel like it's more like putting together Legos at the very end, because you don't have to worry about Legos are going to be broken, because assumingly like that, if we did our job right, all the pieces would work together already. You know what I mean? I guess it's stressful because Ben and I are the only coders, and so there's a lot of.
I feel like it would be more stressful with more coders.
I mean, okay, maybe.
Yeah, because then there'd be like more chaos.
Yeah. But it also it's also, I feel like it's stressful because then it's also like we are the ones that have to do everything. So like if Ben doesn't do it, that means I have to do it, or it's not getting in. So that was definitely Reload's blue.
Well, you
You're not
guys,
close enough.
we have a couple of questions that came in. Thanks to everyone who submitted, whether it was Facebook or Instagram. But one of the most popular question that came in, which was, and this is for the whole team, but what's the story behind Upside Down Bird?
Oh gosh.
Like, why that name?
The story.
Oh, the name of the name of the company.
Oh, I can't talk about how we came up with the name, but I can say it was something that going to university, I think it was maybe 2008. Me and my friend who's not here, who like never actually then finished his game degree or whatever, but we were making like dabbling with some XNA games, and then we kind of came up with that name. And at that point, we didn't really do anything with it, but it's one of those names that wasn't like the .com wasn't taken. So that's where it was like, okay, let's use that because the .com's not taken. And that was one of the only requirements for the name. And then like eventually, my senior year of college, our what was it? A studio? We didn't have game studio.
No, we didn't
so
have
I
the
had to
final.
like do an independent study with my professor. And so in that independent study, I decided to do the study on creating a game, like a game company pretty much. And then we just used Upside Down Bird for that. And that's also, I met David in one of the game design classes. And so I was over at his house, we were playing Wii or something, and I just briefly mentioned
Mario Party 2.
Mario Party 2, yeah, briefly mentioned, if you ever want to make games, just let me know. And I think the next day
I texted you.
texted me.
Yeah, hey,
and
let's
then that
make
was
games.
also right before one of my friends was working at Petco, and Lewis was also working at Petco with this individual. And then that's how I met Lewis, and it kind of all happened in the same month.
Right.
That David was like, I want to make games, and Lewis was like, let's make games. And I think one of the original games that Lewis pitched to me that he wanted to do, during the first meeting,
Was
that I had
Mariachi
with him-
Undead.
No, but it was like a cinematic platformer, those old style cinematic platformers,
Right,
like
yeah.
Gunpoint. Yeah,
don't think
I
I've
think
played
Gunpoint
Gunpoint.
is one of them.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I've seen that one.
where every action is pretty much hand drawn and rotoscoped, right? Which, fun fact, we actually used the rotoscope technique in this game. We had one of my friends. We filmed Matt, who did the charts. We dressed him up in a hat and with a gun, and we and we did we recorded frames, and then that's what Lewis used to create the animation. Yeah, for running. So I think he initially used that, but then you kind of branched off of it and kind of finally, because this is Lewis's first animation job. I think
It's working out.
it's looking pretty good. I think.
All the other games that we've had animation in, we've just animated in Unity. But he just got his sprites and just use the animator. But I remember when we first started, we had the option to change the name from Upside Down Bird. You're like, do you guys want to use it? And it was so unique enough that we just liked the name that we wanted to keep it. It didn't make sense to not keep it.
Yeah, coming up with names is the hardest part.
Yeah, we're not very good at it. It took us a long time to get to Mariachi Undead.
I believe I already had purchased the .com name.
So it's cheaper to keep
Because
it too.
I by myself created my first game, Battlesnake. And so I branded that under Upside Down Bird.
Makes sense.
And then I even had Nick do the original music the intro music for
I forgot about that.
for Upside Down
It
Bird,
sounds
which
good.
we actually
Really?
used that for Galactic Junk as well. I believe.
Really?
Initially,
I don't even
the
know what it
splash.
sounds like
It sounds
anymore.
good.
That was such a brief moment in time for me.
I
could pull it up.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, Ben, but I did. I tried to start my own game company before with Alan and my brother.
Okay.
Yeah, it
I did
didn't
not
happen.
know that.
Yeah.
What were you guys called?
Dedication.
Dedication.
Yeah, I even have the splash image that we're supposed to use, and it was going to be different for every game. It's dead with DEAD and occasion. Yeah. And so the first one was this guy, a kid with a balloon. With the balloon had too much helium in it, but he didn't want to let go, so he floated up into space and died. So he was dedicated to hold on to the balloon. Yeah.
So you guys are ripping off DreamWorks.
Yeah, pretty much. But the assets that we used for Galactic Junk were my brother's assets for the first game that I had an idea for with Alan.
Oh, like
The ships.
oh yeah, we had placeholder ships.
Mm-hmm. Still have them on my computer.
Because all of the art in the final version is Lewis's art.
Lewis's, yes.
But
I'm
yeah,
talking
we did have placeholder. Okay,
Yeah, that's
okay,
my
that's where
brother.
those came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
He also
Cool.
made all the placeholder. He also made all the art assets for the game that I made in game design. The zombie game. Oh yeah, the very original idea zombie game that our group had.
So working together for, quite a long period of time, I have to ask, and this was another question that was submitted as well, which was, what was one of the most successful moments as a team?
It's also probably one of the most saddest moments. It's when I think it's sad because we thought like maybe we had made it. Huh? No,
when
I was
we went to
actually
London, right?
Yeah, it was when we went to London. Yeah, it's when we won ECGC the last year, and we were all on the hype train. Like, oh man, it was very depressing going back to work, and then everybody at work saying, "Oh, I didn't expect you to come back." And then talking to all these publishers, talking to Amazon, talking to Square Enix, talking to Nickelodeon, talking to tons of publishers and investors, and then getting like an okay publisher that hasn't seemed to pan out. So,
I mean, to be fair, we sent them that original copy. Like we
That
played
is
it just
true.
now. It looks
Yeah.
so ugly compared to this version.
I mean, I get
Like, it
where
was
they're coming
super
from.
dark
Yeah.
and everything was flat.
Oh yeah, first iteration of the game, all remote.
Oh yeah, Lewis wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
Lewis, remember, but you don't have a mic, by the way, so they might not be able to
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah, Lewis.
Oh, okay, yeah. The first 2 months of the game ever being made was all remote.
Yeah, and we were all on Google Hangouts yelling at Lewis, "Where's our art?"
Ben and I would be up till 2 a.m. every weeknight, just like, hey
Yeah,
man.
we would just like on the hour check in. Like, Lewis, how's it going? How are those sprites?
I remember. Ben was very. I mean, I was glad you were being honest. You're like, dude, you think we're gonna make it? And I'm like, in my head, I was like, I should be panicking, but I think we'll be making it.
Oh, yeah, you kept saying that. You kept saying that over and over again. Like, I think I should be panicking, but I think everything's going to be fine at the end.
Everything was fine too.
Yeah, we ended up going
Yeah.
to London.
But I think
For a different game.
I think one of the other successful moments in our game career was possibly, it wasn't releasing Galactic Junk, but maybe getting the deal with Armor Games. That was pretty cool. But it was $400. But we were exclusive on Armor Games for, was it 2 months? And we got terrible reviews.
Oh, you mean with Galactic Junk?
Yeah. Yeah, that felt successful.
Do you have any reviews that you remember?
Okay,
this day?
so I do remember a review, but it's not for any of the games that we made. That's our games. We ported a football game. It's a football simulation game. We ported it over to mobile. The guy who made it was our professor in college, and it's actually a pretty successful football simulation game. It's called Axis Football. And so when we ported it over to mobile, it wasn't the best experience. And one of the comments was that the developers should quit their jobs and give me back 2 years of my life. Or oh man, it was something terrible.
Did he hate and play the game for 2 years?
I think it's because we worked on it for 2 years, or like it was like somehow something. I don't remember. Basically, the developers should quit their jobs immediately. That was the one review that I remember. Oh yeah, I mean you weren't as involved with Axis as we were.
Oh, Axis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Access.
Yeah, Axis Football. Yeah.
Shout out to Axis Games.
Do you remember that review, Ben?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a fun review.
But I think with a lot of great moments, right, there's always going to be some negativity involved. But I think what's great is honestly with the persistence and dedication that the team has And kind of going back a little bit, you guys mentioned we're collabing with the team. Not everyone's always working within the same city even. So this may be a great question for even Mike, who right now is located in Nashville. I won't disclose the address, but how does it work? How does that work for you guys as a team? Some of us working remotely, either in the past or currently. I mean, this is still a team effort, but having that time and managing it together.
I mean, everything since the beginning has been amazing. And for people who don't know, I just don't really have a background in any of this. I've just played video games a lot through my life. But the funny thing is, I've never really played 2D, whatever these are called, side scrollers. So making these levels and designing even from Super Gravity Ball, basically without any concept, I was able to create something that I thought was just different and unique. And that's, making all the levels and then taking Lewis's art for this game and then us be able to make the bar scene in the beginning. And then as you saw the first one, there was a lot of issues with it. And then, all the months later of creating this and up to this moment, it's just been a great experience of learning and stuff. So I don't know, it's taken time, but also just adding in stuff that I don't really know what I'm doing, I think also has put a unique twist on all of this for Upside Down Bird.
Well, let me tell you, it looks fantastic, Mike. I mean, I know it's all a collaboration here, but, as you mentioned, not having a strong background, I mean, the way that everything comes together and a lot of comments I heard just coming from the conference itself, seems to have made for such a wonderful game. Still in production. And you guys, not to wrap things up too quickly, but I did have one more question here.
Hold on 1 second. I found the review.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
Yeah.
Some bridges.
Okay. So I'm just going to skip to the good part. So it says, game is trashy, worst game, even worse than playing Flappy Bird, 10 times worse. The creators should give up on life and go home and think about life for 30 to 32 years. That's where the 2 came from.
Wait for
Accessible. Yeah, that was a 1-star. Just saying, if you guys.
Why
wondering.
specifically 30 to 32 years?
I don't know. That was why I remembered it. I think. Yeah.
I
Maybe.
think they want you to wait until you're past your midlife crisis, so then you can really reflect.
I mean, they probably had valid reasons to not like the game, but yeah, that was one of my favorite comments.
Ending on a positive note, you guys. Hey, shout out to Eric from Drink with Frenemies. His question is, when will you guys be out in Dallas to hang out with the Drinks with Frenemies team?
Oh, no.
Dallas.
We get to go to Dallas now?
Dallas,
I've never
Texas?
been out west before.
Are there any good conferences in Dallas?
No, wait. Is there any In-N-Out burgers in Dallas?
I don't think so. Through Austin, there
I
is
still
around
don't
Austin.
get how people like In-N-Out Burger.
I've had it once and I want to have it again. Yeah.
I will admit their fries really aren't that great.
been to Big Kahuna?
Dude, that's from a movie.
It's real. Georgia.
Really?
Atlanta. Hot Atlanta, bro. I went there. What was it for Dragon Con a couple years ago? We went. So good. Saw someone that was dressed like Vin Diesel almost getting in a fight with someone dressed like from someone in Star Wars.
Are you sure it wasn't a Star Wars character versus Vin Diesel?
Sure, the same thing, right?
Yeah.
That was interesting. We were like,
They were the real characters.
Yeah.
we're just my buddy's eating fries and watching. Like, who do you think's gonna win? The tall
But the
dude or the
Big
really
Kahuna
short
burger.
guy?
So it was the Big Mac.
I mean, getting back to the question,
Yeah.
it might be kind of hard for us to get out to Dallas.
Yeah.
Like, there needs to be a good reason.
Yeah.
Like, we have a reason to go, to Los Angeles, right? Because that's where GDC is.
Right. And
That's one of my life goals, is go to GDC at least once.
You're right. And not to say we're going to try to get a booth at GDC. We're going to probably just try to go to GDC.
Why not
Depends.
both, man?
Yeah.
I mean, I think if we get, some kind of indie, was it Indiecade or Indie Mega booth, we can maybe get a booth.
Yeah, we could talk to the guys who made Twin Cop. They went to
Yeah.
GDC this year.
Oh, they went this year?
Yeah, because their game actually comes out tomorrow.
It's actually coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out
So
to Twin
if
Cop.
you guys like co-op games, Twin Cop, definitely check that one out.
Yeah, that's a fun game.
really-
And the guys are really cool who made it.
Yeah.
Do you think you could post a link?
Yeah, definitely. I just put my phone. All right, Ben is posting a link. Oh, there it's blended in with the. He's got it.
Awesome.
I am going to Houston this year.
What?
When the Panthers play the Texans. Me neither, but I'm going to. It's in October, so we'll be in Texas. So we can drink in Houston, Eric, if you come to the Panthers game.
2 players, 1 cop. That's interesting. Wait.
Yeah, they have a really, really cool mechanic where it's like they claim to be the ultimate co-op game where you use like you have to move in the same, like if you move in the same direction as your partner, then you get health, and so it encourages you to work together because you're playing the same character. Like the storyline goes like in a freak accident, I think like the 2 cops, like the only way to save them was to combine the 2 cops.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So it's this really cool cyberpunk, kind of reminds me of what's that?
Oof, it requires a controller.
No, the Judge Dredd. Or
I thought you were gonna say Face Off.
Or what's the RoboCop?
RoboCop.
That kind of feel to it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah,
I'm
those guys are
looking at
great.
the
You should
Steam
definitely
page.
check out the game.
Steam.
Yeah, it's
Obviously.
on Steam.
Okay.
You know, you can buy yourself like a wired Xbox controller for pretty cheap.
I mean, I could. This is true.
All right. So I think we're almost done with our time. We're, as we said before. Oh gosh. So as we said before, we're probably gonna do this bi-weekly, so you can come check us out in the next couple weeks. We will be adding some new features, so maybe we'll show that off in the next build, maybe, or we'll be talking about what we're gonna add. I think we're looking at adding a cutscene, so maybe we'll have like a demo version of some sketches of a storyboard.
Super rough storyboard.
The super rough storyboard. So
Yeah, we're
can-
still kind of trying to figure out what to actually do during this podcast.
Right.
Right now, we're thinking it's going to be bi-weekly. So for you guys listening, we're going to be back
Yeah.
in 2 weeks. We're going to try to do Wednesdays.
We had technical difficulties this past Wednesday, so we had to push it to Thursday.
I literally had to reinstall Windows, and now everything works. So yay!
The next one on the schedule would be May 22nd, so put it on your calendar.
8 p.m.
And also-
Eastern Standard Time.
Also, for you guys listening, if this is boring, let us know so that we can make it not boring.
Yeah,
So we can pivot.
yeah, we can pivot.
Would you guys ever consider streaming yourself developing the game? Like,
Yes, I actually do want to do that. I
Yeah,
just
okay.
we've been thinking about it. It's just that
then I have to get dressed.
yeah, I have to look nice, and I can't make mistakes when I'm programming.
Also, like, I think the biggest problem I have with that is I love to listen to music while I'm coding.
Oh,
So
so-
I'd have to,
but
I guess,
no,
wear headphones. But I don't know, like, do you explain what you're doing while you're doing it? Like,
It's a nice little custom
I mean, I
made
don't know.
background.
Would it hurt to
No.
have like?
Oh yeah, I'll just do a live performance while you guys are coding.
will you just be
Oh, yeah,
jamming the whole time?
also
Like
like
a
the camera
translation.
situation too, like setting up like multiple cameras.
Can you repeat that?
Say what?
Did you say something?
Oh my god.
Nothing important.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
No, but yeah, I think May 22nd. But yeah, we'll talk about doing some live deving. Maybe we'll do that for a podcast. We'll actually have Lewis draw, and Ben and I can actually pair program. We're gonna do it for a podcast. We'll do something
Well, I don't
important.
know if we'll do it for our podcast. We should just like,
Just do it for fun. Okay, then we can do it for fun.
unless that is something we should do for a podcast.
I don't know.
Like,
What do
try
you
to
guys
solve a
think? Do you
problem.
think we should do that for a podcast to try to solve a problem, or would you guys rather have that separate?
I'd watch that.
I'd watch that.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
But I mean, we might be biased because we both do programming. So
That's true.
Yeah.
We'll do a split screen for everyone's side. Well, time it is.
Yeah.
Hey, are you watching me trying to figure out this music?
We can also videotape Nick on the drums.
Isn't this fun, you guys? You get to be part
Or
of all like
you
the
guys could watch the
decision-making here.
construction of a song too.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
That would actually be very cool.
Okay, so that's what. Yeah.
Oh, pressure's on.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have said
pressure's
anything.
on.
I mean, I wonder if we can like you guys have seen the devlogs on
Yeah.
YouTube where they do like each day and then they have like Wednesday and then they kind of film the computer their workstation and be like, yeah, today we're working on this and this and this, and then they kind of show
Right.
off. You guys know what if you do that instead of just doing that as an individual, you do that as a company.
Okay, is it
To where,
like a 4 or 5 panel?
we each make maybe 20 minutes of video footage of us doing something, and then we cut it all together into this.
So
Upside Down Bird is doing this week.
it wouldn't be live then, would it?
Well, we'd show the live part.
No. No.
Because it would have to be edited.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know how people watch people code live.
Well, these guys
Like,
said
that
they
would
would
be
do
so
that.
boring.
They said they
We
did
could
so.
maybe do like a bi-weekly progress report kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Which is actually what we're kind of thinking the podcast would be.
Yeah.
Right.
Just this week, these past 2 weeks, we haven't done much development,
We went
but I
on
think next
vacation.
week
Yeah.
we're going to be showing off like what are we working on this week?
Wise. We're working on Wise.
Yeah, we're
right
doing
now.
Wise integration, so we could show that off.
Yeah.
See how we're doing the audio. Like we're completely doing a complete overhaul of the audio. We're also switching from the HD render pipeline to the lightweight render pipeline. I watched a video recently on like customizing the rendering so that we can do our art technique with just one camera,
with
which I
only-
think is going to
Oh.
increase performance and make things look a lot smoother.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
so-
I wonder if he'll make it not purple on Max.
Yeah, we're actually probably going to need to look at that soon.
Yeah. Maybe
What's
they'll-
What's coming up for you, Lewis, in the next 2 weeks?
Focus
What do you
more
want to
on-
do?
Oh yeah, focus more on story and then storyboarding.
Which, by the way, I know Chris has been sitting over there, but Chris has brought up some really excellent points about the story
Yeah.
that I would like for him to discuss maybe on the next podcast.
Okay, for
Yeah,
sure.
I feel kind of bad you didn't.
That's
Get to say
okay.
much.
Hey, everybody, this is Chris over here. Chris, say hi.
Hey guys, I'm Chris. I'm a roadie at the moment.
But all right, so we have some teasers for the next podcast: storyboard, Wise, and maybe some low graphics pipeline.
I would like to get Wise fully integrated.
Oh my gosh!
into
All right,
cool.
that's a lot of work.
But I also want to maybe put in some control changes and mechanic changes, and then we can try them out during the podcast, and we can all give feedback on.
And what's the deal with the visual storyboard that you posted? Are you guys gonna?
Oh
do
yeah, I
something
don't
with
know.
that?
I don't know if I want to buy it or not. Like I've watched a video more on it. We might just the cinema sheen might just be good enough.
I mean, you can make that in Paint.
yeah, you're right.
Or I mean, there's got to be like some decent freeware out there for the same
Right.
thing.
Well, the cinema machine for
scripting.
Unity is a cinematic camera that we can use. That's going
It's
to be
this whole cinematic tool set
Yeah.
of like these virtual cameras, a timeline like Premiere where you can cut
Yeah.
different things and transition between different things.
It's pretty
It's
nice.
really powerful.
Yeah, it's really good for like 3D games too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're 3D kind of.
Yeah, the whole game pretty much runs in a 3D environment at this
Right.
point. Like there's really nothing 2D about it.
I think they call it
Besides-
2.5.
Right.
So is it like
I'm
Enter the
gonna say
Gungeon
ours is
3D where it's like
2.4D.
technically 3D, or is it? But like,
It's technically 3D with 2D
It's technically-
assets.
It's
Yeah.
it's a 3D plane.
Right.
Right, it's a
All the-
billboard.
It's,
It's like
and 3D physics.
it's like the
but
original
then you're
Doom.
just looking at it from a 2D angle.
Right, but like so,
Yes.
Alfonso is actually like Paper Mario.
Yeah, he's 2D, but he also has a height map, so that
Right.
gives him kind of that curvature.
Right.
So everything has a height map.
It's like a mesh, like like they're
And
all
then, but things are positioned using the Z values, so
Right.
that if something's farther away, it's smaller. And then that's also how the parallax effect in the background works. I mean, we could go over that next week.
we could
like more in depth, like open up Unity Editor and actually like show you guys what it would look like to like zoom in and like you can like walk around the area, like go behind the character. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
and then you can see how in depth we actually did get like putting like the plants in the background
Yeah, and some like cheap checks we had to do to make things look right.
and because some of it is cheap.
I'm pretty sure that Hollow Knight did the exact same thing.
Right.
Hollow Knight did that.
Yeah.
That's where we're drawing some inspiration for our visuals.
Oh yeah, that's one of the ones we looked at for the art style.
Yeah.
Was Ori and the Blind Forest, Hollow Knight, and the trailer for The Last Night.
Yeah, that
Like
was
we
a big
looked
one.
at that trailer frame by frame so many times trying to figure out
Like Mariachi
exactly
Undead
how
was
they're doing
almost
it.
pixel art.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides the fact that Lewis doesn't know how to do pixel
Because
art.
Lewis is like obsessed with that game,
so
or
hard
like
to
with the
do.
trailer.
The game that's never coming out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lewis.
But
It's such
maybe
a
that's
shame.
Maybe that's what makes it so
Humanity.
amazing. And it's never gonna happen.
So we have to make it.
Yeah.
Do our version.
Just make sure we don't tweet anything
We're
racist.
just gonna analyze the trailer frame by frame just to like take the gameplay.
Like, we've
And
been-
we're like,
Dude, that's what we
We
did.
Yeah, we've been trying to figure
It's
out.
a cinematic trailer to get the gameplay out of it.
Yeah,
And then we realized they spent 6 months
making
on
that trailer.
just the trailer.
Yeah, they didn't even.
Right. Yeah. There's no game. It's just a trailer.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. Thank you for everyone who's here live and definitely offering us a lot of feedback. And for everyone who's joined our Discord too, this has definitely been a lot of fun for us. Again, apologize about yesterday. If you want to see a true reenactment of what went down, please visit our Facebook, look at our Instagram. This has been posted. Lewis has illustrated a 1-for-1 exact what happened, with Ben.
Yesterday.
Also, thanks for sitting through our growing pains.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been fun for us, guys. So we appreciate you sticking along with us, and like I said, helping us make some decisions. This is really fun for all of us to be a part of something pretty big here. So looking forward to the next podcast.